In 1976, Belgian space jazz exotica band Kos released their second album, Viva Boma, and from it, the track Nog Verder. Okay, already some Fender glow amid chimes. Kind of a misty morning sound, kind of with that, oh yeah, like a waking type sound. I don't have the lyrics anywhere, I'm afraid. Okay, so far we are hearing, well, the album's produced by Marc Moulin. Yeah, I covered him a couple of months ago now. Yeah, from his 1975 album, Sound Suffy, yeah. And on keyboards, we have Marc Hollander, who would soon, this being the one album of Kos that he was on, I guess. He, the following year, would reappear, would form his own project, Axac Mobile, releasing 2 albums under that name. And hear that that little hand percussion. On vocals we have Pascale's song. And on bass we have Alain Goutier. We're about to get more intense. Okay, the guitar is by Daniel Schell. Yeah, he got an album in 1978. Yeah, with Dick Annegaard, the Dutch singer-songwriter. Yeah, pretty good album, that one. Okay, now we're getting into some like odd meters and stuff. 7/8. Huh? Am I hearing? What is that? That almost sounds like fuzz bass. I think I'm hearing a little bit of percussion from our guest guy, Bob Darch, and some really like hi-hat heavy drumming. Fender Rhodes by Marc Hollander, and I believe that's Alan Goutier who's giving us that thick fuzz. It kind of has sort of like a Hopper-esque sound. And when I think of fuzz bass, I think of that's immediately who I think of, Hugh Hopper. Okay, now that doesn't sound like it could be a bass. I love how these female vocals, like they, the way they just kind of like bounce off that odd meter with that glowing like Fender tone and. Like 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 1 2 3 4 1 2 3. Oh, now there's some guitar tone. Yeah, just oozing sustained notes. Warm and fuzzy, almost kind of like enveloping, like. Kind of like a more avant-garde take on some. Treading somewhat similar ground to core text, with much more of an avant-garde element, almost kind of like the missing link between core text and soft machine. This really. This is like worth the price of admission. Oh. I could have used a bit more of that. I think the song got really good. Like about whenever we got into this section, I think is when it really. I could have maybe cut the opening section down to like maybe a minute and expanded this out. What we just heard like a moment ago anyway, out to like, at least 4 minutes. Yeah, if you notice, I didn't have a lot to say during like the first couple of minutes, and then it just like boom, yeah. But then again, they were trying to like kind of work their way in. It started out with kind of that misty morning. Yeah, I love the opening arrangement. Don't get me wrong, but I just anyway, kind of like a through composed form type number, with not much repetition. It goes through one sequence, and then once it exhausts that, it goes into another. And then another, and then kind of fades out. Yeah. Nog Verder by Cost. Let's hear another track from the album. In Lulu. I love the kind of like feminine quality, the innocent, almost like childlike quality of her voice at times. Kind of like evocative of like Japanese art pop. Yeah, definitely sounding like like some of the Japanese like avant-garde or like city pop that I've covered vocally. This This one's going to be like a real heavy riser, like up from the deep sort of feel, like with that, more of that. Hear that low E kind of drone. The tapping of the closed hi-hat is really kind of adding to the suspense of this. Yeah, just hear the guitar trying to make the most of the situation. It's like this bleak, kind of desolate sonic soundscape, and the guitar is just trying to, like, you know, rise above it. Oh, that move up half a step from E to F. Yeah, the way it slowly is kind of like rising up, and then it's going to go back down, just giving that really heavy quality. Oh, now what do we got going here? We've got that like kind of sustain of the metal coming in, and then like sort of adding sort of an odd kind of pace to things. We've got the guitar that's just kind of getting a bit more persistent, a bit more scaly, a bit. We've got that electric piano that's kind of like rising from the deep, giving us these sustained, like kind of almost envelopey sound, or kind of sounding sort of kind of like wah-wad. I love the way this is just like scaling high, like trying to like move around as much as possible within the limitations of the key centers. Hear how like lyrical it's being, just all those high bends and everything. Yeah, in some strange way, this kind of reminds me of Peter Frampton's guitar work on some of his. He's had passages. Well, heck, St. Thomas, the one I did a few months ago. Yeah, during that midsection, and in the video as I was playing it, I just like go into a trance. Yeah, one of my favorite passages by him. Heck, one of my favorite guitar solos of 1977, where it goes like into this kind of like. Oh, this kind of hallway, this kind of sequence of like corridors of light, and there's just this searing lyrical guitar and it goes on and on and on, a bit longer than most guitar solos do. Now we're like 2 minutes and 38 seconds in, and there's this feeling like something should maybe explode, and you're just wondering. Instead, things are just kind of swelling and swelling and swelling. It's a different kind of release, you could say. it's like we're not going to get that fountain burst that one may have anticipated early. We're not going to get that where it just suddenly like explodes into this big fast, you know, procession. Instead, we're just going to keep swelling and swelling up until there's basically an overfill, an overspill. Now he's actually finding like a melody to create over the chords, like, and it's been the same sequence we've been hearing this whole time, going to those really low chords and just slowly rising, trying to like it like a heavy lifting quality. And now she's back. My only regret is that we didn't get to hear a little bit more of her in this piece. It seems like, yeah, between like the percussion is the drummer is getting a lot more creative as this goes along. Yeah, Guy Lonneux is the drummer on this. Yeah, like just those fills, all the like sheet metal and. It sounds like he's playing like objects or kind of like this makeshift assembly of okay, I'm hearing some actual drums like in this one channel, but some of those more like foreground percussion sounded like sheets or something, or like sheets of metal, like yeah. Yeah, that was In Lulu by Koss, and before that, Nog Verder. Yeah, two very experimental, unique, creative numbers from their 1976 second album, Viva Boma. Yeah, originally released in Belgium in 1976 on the IBC label. And Koss would go on to record like 4 more albums into the 1980s. One more kind of in this style, basically, and then they would, you know, kind of move with the times. Marc Hollander, I've talked about. Aksak Mubul, and later, well, Marc Moulin. He would ultimately go on to the band Telex, yeah. And, Honeymoon Killers. Yeah. Marc Hollander, after Aksak Mubul, went on to the Honeymoon Killers, kind of a quirky new wave Belgian band. Yeah, and Telex, kind of more in the streamlined synth pop vein. Yeah, both very good in their own way. And yeah, so all these people had a lot of creativity left ahead of them to bring to the world. For more Rubies and Sapphires from the catalog of Koss, see the directory of albums by Belgian artists linked in the description below. For Red Hot tracks and purples from this album, the one before it, and several of the ones after it, as well as by many other Belgian acts, including the ones I mentioned, you know, Telex, Aksak Mubul, yeah, the Honeymoon Killers and such. Like and subscribe and follow me on social media, and leave a comment if there are any observations you have about the 2 tracks we just heard. The layers, the instrumentation, the vocals, the odd meters, the odd construction, the overall vibe of each track, yeah, and the mood they conjured up, the imagery, and the lyrics if you could understand them, yeah. And until next time, this is Zaragon, the world's most air-traveled Trimaximalist, signing off.